Plaintiff Parthenia Ford was friends with the defendant, but she claims the defendant was so disloyal that she cheated on her husband while her husband was in the house. Parthenia claims after the defendant went to Wisconsin to have sex with a married couple, they abandoned her and Parthenia had to pick her up. So she's suing for a towing fee, a tire repair, gas, and tolls. Defendant Roberta Jenkins insists she never cheated on her husband, and the only reason she went to Wisconsin with her married friends was to see a Bulls game. Roberta insists Parthenia is suing her for more than she owes because she already paid her for the gas and tolls.
Start with you.
I met Roberta Jenkins 2009 through a mutual friend, and I thought she was a loyal friend to me. In 2010, Ms. Jenkins took my credit card and linked it to her phone account, and I paid her phone bill.
You know you lying.
Yes, she did.
Yeah,
yes, she did.
A phone bill.
How did she get your credit
Since
card?
when?
I sent her to go pick up some Jordans for me because I had to go to work, and I gave her my credit card to go pick up the shoes.
You's a lie. She's
and
a liar.
she linked my credit
You a
card
lie.
to her phone account, and that was in 2010. Okay. I forgave her for that and went on and still be friends with her, Your Honor.
Yeah, right.
In 2010, Your Honor, also, she cheated on her husband. She ain't loyal to him either. She ain't loyal to him.
Why you worried about me?
Because she slept with my godbrother in her house in the basement while her husband was upstairs.
Who? And
so
who
she
is
ain't
this?
even loyal to him.
And who is
and
this?
she's married.
Can you prove
and she's
this?
married, Your Honor.
Can you prove this?
She's married.
Can you prove
I
this,
was there
though?
when you did it.
And who was
I was there when you did.
But who is the person?
I was
since
there
I didn't.
when
I
you
didn't.
did it. It was my godbrother, Your
And
Honor.
who is your godbrother?
My friend.
What's your godbrother's name?
I was there when she did.
What's your godbrother's name?
It don't matter. You did.
No.
it.
What's your? Oh, it doesn't matter. But I slept with.
I was there. You
but I
did.
slept
You
with.
bust down right in your basement while your husband was upstairs
Wow. The last
Yes,
time I
she
recall,
did.
you was the one
Yes, you
busting down
did.
in my basement.
Yes, she did.
You
Your
the one
Honor.
was staying with me.
Your Honor.
Who was she with in the basement?
Everybody.
Right.
Everybody
prove
but
it.
her own.
Love that
Prove it.
basement, huh?
But you the one that's
But-
married. You the one that has a husband.
But you worried about
You the
who
one
I'm
that's
sleeping
married.
with, though.
You have a husband.
So what?
So therefore you committing adultery.
Oh,
you have a
wow.
husband.
She putting all her
She
dirt
doing
out
too
here.
You have a husband.
She doing too much.
You have a
She
husband.
putting all her dirt out
Cause
here
she
like
worried
Okay, Your
about
that.
me
Honor.
and not
Back to
herself.
this case, Your Honor. Back
Well,
to
let her
this.
give her
Okay.
a background
Right, but we ain't
now.
gonna talk
you done
about
tarnished
this-
the woman and
The same mutual friend that we were staying with in 2009, she sat up here and stole the rent, moved out, and said I did it.
Girl, she
But
the one.
I
you the
wasn't
one
even
stole
there
her
when it
rent
happened.
money.
I
You the one stole her
I said,
rent
no,
money.
y'all just don't come across as thieves. I'm telling
Right.
you. I wouldn't have thought that.
Never.
Like really.
Never been
like
in
I
nothing
don't
like
That's
that.
enough.
right.
And y'all calling each other sex fiends, you didn't come across as that either. Y'all both in the basement. You in the basement.
how y'all
You
are.
in the
Yes.
basement.
That's how Your Honor.
Yeah, I'm just
She
so
said you
smart
wouldn't-
to
you
do
never
it in
been
the
down in the
basement.
No,
basement?
sir. I actually
You never been down the
I
basement.
actually live in her basement,
You live
Your
in the
Honor.
basement.
I live in her basement, Your Honor. If we want to tell the truth, I live in her basement, Your Honor.
You always
I
in
live in
there.
her basement, Your Honor.
And not only do I go from time to time, I'm always in the basement.
I live in her basement, Your Honor.
All right. Any other background you want to give before we get to
Yes,
the...
the whole time she's saying I was in the basement. I can't do nothing if you living in my basement. You wasn't paying me no rent. You quit your job to hang out with me. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I ain't have to go to
You's a
work.
thought.
But you gonna sit up here and quit your job to hang out with me, but I'm such a thought.
You's a thought.
Right,
Stop
my point
that.
exactly.
Tell them why you was up there.
But
for.
why,
You know what a thought is, right?
She
A
is.
lot of folks. Y'all need to stop saying that. That is thought.
right. But she was hanging out
That
with this
H
thought
over
though.
there.
Yeah, hanging out with a thought.
Over there.
So,
Right.
Let me hear from you. You tell me about the towing fee. How does she owe you for that?
On April 3rd, 2016, Ms. Jenkins contacted me and told me she was going to Wisconsin, Milwaukee. I have the text
Get it
message right
together
here.
now.
Right.
Give some
Please
thought
get it
to it.
together.
Okay, Ms. Jenkins
Right.
contacted me.
Thought.
Ms. Jenkins contacted me, Your Honor, April 3rd, 2016, stating that she was going to Milwaukee, Wisconsin with her married couple. which I believe she was going to have sex with him because she was fooling with the married couple, the man.
We went to a Bulls
Lisa,
and
her
Wisconsin
married couple.
game.
A married couple. She fools with her husband.
And the wife?
And the wife also.
This mug right here, she is lying, Your Honor. We went to a
She
Bulls
fooled with
and
the
Wisconsin
husband and
Buck
the wife,
game.
Your Honor. And she has told me this out her own mouth.
I'm just
So-
It's like a fully furnished basement.
Right. It right.
Ma'am, I am looking at this. What you doing? This is her.
Right
Waiting
at the
on my
bottom.
ride. You say, you not playing? You going out, ain't you? Yes, I am. I'm going out to drop it like it's hot. You say, be safe. She says, and you know it. My little couple is taking me to Wisconsin to the Bulls game tomorrow. I'll be back Monday.
Right. So what's the problem with going with a couple to the Bulls
I didn't
game?
say nothing that was a problem.
You not going up there for no Bulls, Your Honor.
I mean, what's
I don't
wrong?
have a problem with you and
Right.
your little couple, as you refer to them. All right.
Jenkins contacted me, Your Honor, April 3rd, 2016, stating that she was going to Milwaukee, Wisconsin with her married couple, which I believe she was going to have sex with him because she was fooling with the married couple, the man.
We went to a Bulls
Lisa,
and
her
Wisconsin
married couple.
game.
A married couple. She fools with her husband
And the wife?
and the wife also.
Plaintiff Parthenia Ford is suing her former friend, who she claims left the state with a married couple to have sex with them.
So her and the little couple, what does that have to do with what she owes?
April 3rd, 2016, Ms. Jenkins contacted me and said that she had got kicked out the room with the married couple because she would not have sex with them.
All right,
Oh,
so
but
why
I went to go
Thank
have
you.
sex as you claimed
Thank
just a few
you.
minutes ago.
So
though,
you
right?
were
Go ahead.
you were making the woman
Continue.
look bad.
Please
She
continue.
never intended to do
Exactly.
that.
So I went and picked
So
Miss
I
Jenkins
can't
up.
believe any of that stuff you saying now about the basement. Like you said, you the only one living in the basement.
I was, Your Honor. I
Right, Your
was.
Honor.
She have had sex with
Get
people
to the
before.
towing thing. I've
Okay, Your Honor.
heard
On
enough of
April
that.
4th, 2016, I went to Wisconsin to pick up Miss Jenkins. I told Miss Jenkins whatever expense that I use for the traveling fees for me to go pick her up, she will have to pay me back. Miss Jenkins verbally agreed to pay for any expenses that I came out of my pocket for far as coming to get her. I also have a text message, an inbox right here, dog.
How much was it? That's right. That's right. Tell him who he worked for. You got that right. Let him know.
I have a text message right there with Miss Jenkins, an inbox for Facebook, when Miss Jenkins agreed.
How much though?
The towing fee was $240.
Ooh, she lying.
Here you go,
Judge,
right
she
here.
lying.
dog.
I almost pulled my
Here
hair
you go.
out.
Here's the
Don't
copy
works
of
for
the
me.
line.
You have
Where
to
you got
wait
that
till I
receipt,
ask
though?
for
Where
it.
It
that
was
receipt?
$249, your sir.
She
Your
is
Honor.
lying, Your
She gave me $40.
She-
So the total came to $209.
Okay, what do you say to this, ma'am?
Sir, she lying. Now, when on our way back, the tire did pop. I can't agree to that. When we got to the tow yard, my words was, I'm gonna help you, which I'm offering to pay you half on the tire because we out here, you are out here because of me. Yes, I understand that. So yes, I did offer her half on the tire and the whatever.
And
Then
what was wrong with the tire? Why did it?
It blew when we was coming around on the highway. The tire blew. I also have a
I
statement.
mean, something was wrong with it already.
No, there was brand new tires, Your Honor, that I just put on my car.
Your Honor.
And I
Why
have
do
a
you think
picture
it
of the
blew?
tire.
Why do you think it blew then?
I honestly don't know because we was going about 90
New
miles per
tires don't-
hour.
who was
She
driving?
was driving. She was driving.
Were you going?
She was
90?
going about 90.
I was doing 8.
And I had my 1-year-old daughter, and no, you wasn't. No, you wasn't.
Okay, 10
No, you
miles
wasn't.
over the speed limit.
Were they new tires to your knowledge?
To my knowledge,
I have a
that's what
picture
she
of the
said.
tire.
But
Let's see the
when we
picture.
went, I do too. And when we went to Sears after we came back to Michigan City, because she was claiming it was a new tire, she went and that man told her it was wear and tear from her not keeping air in the tire. I also have a
Your
picture
Honor.
too.
Let's see it, please. Well, low on air combined with 80 to 90 miles an hour would cause that.
And that's on
But
the way back.
low air without 80 to 90 would not. So she can have low air and do the speed limit. What she can't have is low air and go 80 to 90 miles an hour. So
But
that
they was
would cause a
doing 80 or
blowout.
90 when they came and got me.
And Your
Well,
Honor,
I'm
also-
unclear on what this means, whether it means all of the money or half of the money, but what I do know is you agreed to pay, and what I am going to conclude is that it was your fault. All right, judgment for the plaintiff, $209.
Thank
Have
you,
a
Your
good day.
Honor.
You a old thirsty. I'm sure you finna go send it to your friend in jail, huh?
Right.
Boogie will be happy you got
you
him
don't got nothing to do with
209.
it.
Oh, yes, he do.
Get you your own
'Cause this
place.
is the
Get out your
reason-
mama house.
Oh, I did have a
on your
whole
own.
house.
Plaintiff Savannah Hart says when she first met the defendant, she was a stripper, and they drank and did meth together. Savannah claimed she and the defendant married, and after they quit using drugs, they decided to have a child. However, she's suing him today because he assaulted her and damaged her property. Defendant Joe Hart says after he appeared before Judge Mathis in 2010, he went through a divorce and got hooked on meth. Joe says Savannah was an escort, and she's the one who instigated the physical fight by biting his lip. Joe petitioned the court for a DNA test because he has doubts about fathering Savannah's child.
Start with you.
When we first got together, he was a biker, I was a stripper, we were doing meth, we were doing a lot of drugs,
Doing meth?
drinking. Yes,
And you were a dancer during those years, an exotic dancer?
yes, I had started probably in 2009, I think, though, 2010 dancing.
/ escort.
And how did you change?
Well, we had gotten together, did the crazy life, and then we decided we're gonna change our lives and get married. And then we got married, but we continued to drink together. And then we decided we're gonna try to have a child. Well, we ended up having
That's
our
a lie.
baby.
What has it been like, your marriage?
Well, we fought a lot. We drank, and that's why I'm suing, is because something that happened a few months after we had gotten married.
Okay, we'll get to that. Sir, you give me some background.
Well, first of all, Your Honor, I'd like to start off with I was here in 2010 on the show, and I really feel like justice prevailed for me then, and I'm sure hoping it does today. When I left here last time, I did happen to go through a divorce from my first wife in 2011, which is approximately the time I started smoking meth. Up until that point, I had owned a business. I had 40 employees working for me at the time, and that's the reason I was here last time was an employee had stolen from the company.
You had 40 employees when you came
Yes, sir.
in 2010.
Yes, sir. Was
Then after,
It wasn't a meth lab.
it wasn't a lab.
No. It was
And
a roofing
after
company.
you left, you become a meth head and lost everything.
Well, I went through a divorce, and that kind of
Everybody else come in here and say, Judge, you inspired me to change my life, and you did the reverse on me.
I had a rough couple years.
You hurt my reputation.
I blame the ex-wife for that, not you.
Oh, okay, all
Blame
right.
the ex-wife.
Thank you. All
And maybe the motorcycle club a little bit too.
All right, go
When I
ahead.
left and I started going through a divorce, I met a guy who was in a motorcycle club, and I became good friends with him, and we started hanging out, and I ended up joining the motorcycle club myself, which actually turns out how I met the plaintiff here. Me and some of the brothers in the club went out to a strip club one night, and this is who I seen on stage. It really started out as a one-night stand gone wrong. It's lasted several years, so it's been a lot more than a one-night stand.
What was it like during those years?
During those years, I constantly caught her talking to other men on Facebook. I would go through her phone sometimes, and I'd see her sending pictures to other men, talking to other men, and
Was she still dancing in the club?
Yes. And I'd also
Well,
find
that's
out.
her business.
Well, she also went missing for 3 days one time, and found out later she was meeting a guy just to give him some company.
Man, you know she was smoking meth for 3 days. You're a meth head. You should know you come up missing 2-3 days. You're smoking meth. You're on a binge. Go ahead.
After that, her and I We had our rocky points in our relationship.
So you went to crack?
No, definitely not to crack. No, sir.
You say you had rocks?
Yeah. No, rocky places.
Oh, rocky places.
Rocky places. I had gotten into a physical altercation with another man and ended up going on the run, and that took us across the country where I ultimately ended up in another jail in another state. And once I got out of there, I came back to Nebraska, and after all that, her and I were not together for some time, and we tried to reconcile some things, and that's when the night in question happened.
Okay, but since you got married, you've been clean for the most part?
Yes, sir.
Other than drinking?
Yeah, I was in prison, so.
And they have more dope in prison than
They do,
on
but
the
at that
street.
point, I was determined to change my life back to how it was.
Okay.
Plaintiff Savannah Hart is legally married to the defendant, but he petitioned the court for a paternity test because he has doubts about fathering her son.
Let's hear about what happened with this assault that you're suing him for and the damaged property. What happened?
Well, we were at a bar and we were drinking, of course. And he seems to think, because of his own insecurities, that I was flirting with somebody.
Insecurities, she gives them to me, Your Honor.
Let her finish.
Well, he seems to think that I was flirting with somebody. I said, no, I'm not. So he decided out of spite he was going to go flirt with the bartender. So being the bigger person, I just left. I wasn't going to cause a scene and fight there at the bar. I left. Well, he was pissed off that I left. And so whenever he found me walking home...
She's not telling the whole story.
Let her finish.
So whenever he found me walking home, he snatched me up and threw me in the truck, and we went home. And we argued a little bit. It didn't get physical, and then we ended up having sex. We went to bed together. And when we're done with sex, literally still naked in bed, he decides to whisper in my ear, "Let's just be friends." And this is after we've been married for 4 months. And so then when he tried to kiss me afterwards, like it was a sweet nothing, I bit his lip, and as soon as he leaned forward, I kicked him in the chest off the bed. And
She bit through my lip.
Yeah. Well, whenever he got back up, I saw a look on his face and realized I made a huge mistake, and I immediately started to apologize, but it was too late. He was already raging mad at me, and he knocked me off the bed. He'd slap me. When I tried to walk away, he grabbed me by my hair and pulled me back, and then I tried to walk away again, and he pushed me, and I fell, and my face hit the floor, and I chipped half my tooth off. And then somehow somebody must have called the cops who heard us arguing, and the cops showed up, and we both got arrested. I got arrested for a warrant. He got arrested for domestic
What about
assault.
the property you're suing about?
During the mix of all of our fight and arguing, that's whenever he decided to break my pool table, my TV, and my iPhone, and a little
You all
jewelry
were
box.
married?
Yeah,
And you brought that into the marriage?
absolutely.
All right. And you have estimates for those things?
Yeah, I have a receipt.
And sir, let me hear
And
your
pictures.
side.
My side's a
see
little
the
bit
receipts,
different. I think she's leaving some of the story out. When we was at the bar that night, Your Honor, she left out the fact that she went to the bathroom, and I happened to go through her phone and see that she had been talking to a guy that I had forbid her to talk to 6 months prior to that. So when she came out of the bathroom, she's right. I was up at the bar talking to the bartender, having general conversation. I turn around, next thing I know, and she's gone out the bar. So I walk outside of the bar and look for her, and she's done this before where she runs off, and it's a pet peeve of mine to just run off every time we have a situation, and she just disappears, and on top of the alcohol nonetheless. So when I did find her, I did put her in the car by her hair, I guess you could say. When we got to the house, we had cooled stuff down a little bit, and we started talking, and we did have sex like she said, but I'd already had full intentions after catching her talking to that guy on the phone. It was kind of more or less, let me get mine real quick before I end it. And I don't think, had she not bit me and pushed me off of her, maybe I would have never assaulted her.
Well, you could have walked away.
No, I get that, Your Honor.
Lost your temper. And the property, you damaged that?
I'm not gonna lie, I did damage the property, but I feel like if she wouldn't have provoked me, I'd have never broke her stuff.
All right, I see something about DNA test. We have an issue here?
There isn't. You want me to address that?
Yeah.
I will definitely address that. About 3 months after we got separated, she comes and tells me she's 4 months pregnant. I'm not gonna believe it's my kid when I've caught her talking to guys I've told her not to text before. We had agreed to deactivate our Facebook, which she had another Facebook under a different name, under her maiden name, so I couldn't find it, and I found out about that. There's no telling who the father of this kid is, Your Honor.
Ma'am, what do you say to this?
That is absolutely his
You
child,
weren't
no
engaged-
question.
You weren't.
Easy to say.
You didn't see anybody else during that time frame?
No, not during that time frame. That is his baby.
I guess you can't sleep with somebody on Facebook through the internet, but I know you can
Right.
sure meet them, and that was not too far from her past, Your Honor.
All right, so let's go and get the DNA and see whose baby this is. There you go, Doc. Had you that one last one.
I tell you what, Your Honor, if this is my kid, I'm not a dirty guy. If it is my kid, I will raise my kid
That's what I
and
wanna
support
hear.
my child.
Good
I have
man.
3 other kids that I see on a regular basis. One lives with me full time.
All right, good. Is that true?
Yeah,
He's a responsible father? Good.
Plaintiff Savannah Hart is legally married to the defendant, but he petitioned the court for a paternity test because he has doubts about fathering her son.
Joseph Hart, you are 99.99999% the father.
Oh.
Congratulations. All right, there you go. And your claim for your property is granted, and for the assault. That's one of the only times that a husband and wife are successful in a claim over a dispute. It has to be a physical assault, because couples argue all the time. That's part of marriage, arguing, fussing, getting angry, talking crazy. And property disputes. Well, unless you brought it into the marriage, it's joint property. In this case, your property, you brought it into the marriage. Put your hand down and get your child support ready. That's what you do. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Well, I'd like to, for the sake of our child, at least try to get along as parents, and you never know about the future. Maybe stuff can be reconciled.
We'll just have to see what the future holds. But definitely, as long as he takes responsibility for his child, I'm not going to keep him from him.
Plaintiff Tamika Birch says the defendant is her niece, and she's nothing but a spoiled brat. Tamika claims the defendant is always asking family members for help with her bills. But when she does have money, she spends it on partying. Tamika's suing because she got the defendant an apartment in her name, but she failed to pay the rent. Defendant Dominique Lott says she's 24 years old and has no kids, so she admits that she likes to spend her money partying. Dominique says Tamika is suing for more than she owes, and she should also be suing Dominique's former roommate.
Start with you.
All right, yes, I am suing my niece today because she needs to get her priorities straight. What happened is every time that she comes and she has a bill, she comes to somebody in the family. She's like, oh, I need money. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? But when Dominique has money, she's at the mall. You'll see her in all the latest. Her nails stay done, hair stay done. Everything that she want to do with her money, she does it. Like, for example, every phone company, she probably owes them right now.
Beg for what she needs.
But don't spend her own money
Buy
on
what
bills.
she wants.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, I just feel as though everybody in the family pretty much gave her a free ride. So right now, I just want to
Why
feel
do you
like,
think everybody's giving her a free ride?
Cause she's a spoiled brat, basically. Like, everybody come to she, like, you know when she about to beg, cause she start with, auntie. Or she start with, you know I love you, right? So, you know, anytime those 2 lines hit, you know some money about to come behind it. So
Has she
every
had
time,
a pretty
but
productive life, trouble-free?
she's trouble-free, but she, you know, it's a lot of partying. She parties 3-4 times a week with her friends. Like I said, she always look good, but always need to borrow some money at the
Let me
same
hear
time.
from you. How old are you, first of all, to
I'm
do all this
24.
partying? 24?
24. I don't have no kids. I can't party.
All right, and you
Yeah,
have a
no
degree
kids.
as well, or some
I'm going
type
to
of
school
skill.
for communication, so hopefully I can
So
get a
you
job.
don't have a
Sure.
skill at
No.
age 24.
Well, I
So you
used
do
to.
need to slow down on the partying.
Okay.
At 24, you should have a skill so that you can take care of yourself and not go to your family. Do you also, in the bar, do you beg for drinks?
I don't drink that much. I don't drink that much.
But the little you do drink, who pays for it?
My friends.
And you don't feel pitiful.
No.
Like when you go up to who all does she go up to?
Like her mom, her father, her
Well, that's all
grandma.
right. Her
She hits
grandmother.
up grandma all the time.
When you say, Grandma, I know you on fixed income, But can I have some of your
grandma's
money
rich.
to go to the bar?
No, I don't get money
She's
for the
rich?
She's rich.
That's a key word. She.
Plaintiff Tamika Burke says the defendant, who is her niece, is a spoiled brat, and she constantly asks family members to pay her bills while she spends her own money partying.
Tell me how she owes you.
Okay, what happened is in August of 2014, I signed a lease for Dominique because she has bad credit and she didn't have anywhere to go at the time. So I'm like, as my loving self, I said, look, I'll get the apartment for you.
Grandma wouldn't let her stay there in the mansion?
No.
One of the mansions. The extra house, the vacation home. One of the properties that Grandma owns.
No, but what happened was we were living
Grandma's
in...
that rich and won't let her stay in one of the mansions?
No,
the mansion you
Grandma
can't even
wasn't-
see, won't never have to see her.
Oh my goodness.
Grandma's rich, she never has to see you when you move
Well,
in.
it was in
She's like, oh,
Virginia.
you can come in and not ask.
It was Virginia.
You can live with Grandma and not even have to ask her. She'll never see you on the other side
She
of the
won't.
mansion.
But I did it. She lived in New York. I lived in
What
Virginia.
happened was we were in Virginia at the time. So like I said, I was moving from Virginia to New York, back to New York. She didn't have anywhere to stay.
Now, you're the aunt.
I'm the aunt.
And so you're the daughter of the rich mama.
No, that must be her other grandma
my
because my mama not rich.
Okay, go ahead.
Not this one. So what happened was I signed a lease for her under the impression that she would take care of all rental fees, any fees that occurred during the time of the lease. So I never lived in the apartment at any time, but under the impression she was going to pay the bills. So I thought everything was fine until I got a bill from a collections agency for $15.90 stating that Dominique didn't pay the rent and it was some late charges as well. So I called her. She admittedly said, yes, I did stay in the apartment for the whole month without paying. And I stayed 2 weeks later, still didn't pay because she didn't have the money because she was transitioning back to New York again. So she said, yes, I'm going to pay them. Again, yeah.
How many times they put her out of New York?
They didn't put me out. They didn't really put her out.
What she come back for?
She left and never came back. So I did ask her about it. She did admittedly say that she did it and she would pay me. But as of today, I haven't received any payment from her at all. So that's why I'm here.
All right, young lady.
Okay.
Tell me about yourself first. Did you finish high school? If so, did you do well?
I did.
Did you apply to college?
Yeah.
Give me the whole story.
I
on it.
graduated in 2010. I'm 24. I don't have kids, so I feel like, give me a little bit of leeway. It's like kids 16 having like 4 or 5 kids
But you
now.
graduated at
I
age 18.
graduated, yes. I went to college for like 20 days, and it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me.
What
and
do you believe is for you?
communications now, I had to,
When did
get
it become for you?
I think it always meant for me, and I just didn't know. I thought I wanted to go to school for criminal justice, but that definitely wasn't for me.
All right. So you were just confused.
Yeah, I was confused. I was young, and I did the
You
proper
didn't ask
thing.
the same folks you're asking for money. Did you beg them for advice?
Yeah, they gave it to me.
Did you say, Auntie, I really can't figure out what I want to major in. Can you give me a little advice? Or Grandma or Mama?
Well, you have to
Can
remember,
give me-
I was 18 when I
Right,
graduated.
that's why you asked for advice.
Yeah, I was 18. So at 18, you don't want advice. Right now, I can take advice.
Most people do. When
not
it
me.
comes to their career.
I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Okay,
So
and
I'm
you
willing
didn't
to
ask
admit that, and I
anybody
didn't
for
ask.
advice?
No. 'cause
Even
I
the
think-
school counselor?
Nope, nobody.
Okay, you sound kind of proud. You don't mind being pitiful, do you? Let's get to this money, this breach of contract. Starting there,
Okay.
do you owe her $15.90? If not, why?
I admit that it is a bill that is for $15.90 from the apartment complex. I had a roommate, which she was supposed to stay for the duration of the lease. My aunt still speaks with her. They're friends. And I feel like if she wants I can pay half, and if she wants the other half, she should sue her.
You say you feel like.
Yeah, I
Where
feel-
do you get those feelings?
Well, because she was staying in the apartment with me. My aunt was definitely aware that she was staying in the apartment with me. I
Did
have
your
mail.
aunt have an agreement with her?
She
though?
did not have an agreement.
Who was
with
the
her.
agreement with?
The agreement was with me, but
So
she
you're the only
was
one that should have those feelings.
The agreement was with you, not with your friend. You never agreed to collect rent from the friend in exchange for residency?
No, I did not.
All right.
The agreement was between her and I, and that was it.
Correct. All right, good luck to you. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Nothing's
Gonna
gonna happen.
pay. That's it.
I love my niece. I would do anything for her, but this
absolutely.
time she needs to pay.